Pew pew.
What was that all about?
It's just the way you should start any show.
Just with a gun.
Star Wars guns. Yeah, Everton Daily Live. Idrissa Gana Gueye, is he set to sign a deal? There is a couple of reports this morning saying that they're thrashing it out. They're thrashing those deals out.
Do you think I'm winning both awards, but the fans play the year and the players play will help him out?
Well, he did, didn't he? He won Player of the Year and he won Players Player of the Year, which rightly so. Rightly so. They were announced this morning. Nice little ceremony at Finch Farm last week, by the looks of it. So it just looks like Everton are thrashing it out, aren't they? They're trying to get the deal over the line because they're desperate to. This is the difference. This is what we've been saying all week about Ashley Young and Decore being like take it or leave it deals, where it seems like the ones, certainly Idrissa Gana Gueye, can't really speak for the other two, but certainly Idrissa Gana Gueye is someone that they're thrashing out. They're doing everything they can to make sure they get it, and apparently he wants to stay. So that's really good news. I
mean, out of all of them, all the players you out the contract and even the loans, if you'd have to pick one to stay, I think near enough everybody would pick Idrissa Gana Gueye.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if there was anyone who even had an argument over him, especially with like his performances this year and just how hard he's going to be to replace in the future. It'd just be nice with this many players that we're going to have to buy to just know that you've got someone who's as solid as him.
Yeah, there's like
replace him right away.
There's like zero reason not to sign him, is there? Do you know what I mean? He's like, there's only the age, and the age you can just put to one side, because he seems like he's like superhuman. So you just put the age to one side. The only bad bit about it's not a bad bit about it, but it's the African nations.
Yeah,
that's the only sort of thing. But I'm not being funny. I'd rather have Idrissa Gana Gueye not with us for like 5 weeks than Idrissa Gana Gueye not be with us at all.
Forever.
That's something where we are going to have replacements in hand for those games.
Especially with Ndiaye and stuff as well.
Yeah, and Ndiaye's a biggie there. And that's where you need your squad, isn't it? That's where you need your squad. What can you do? I mean, you can't... weren't they supposed to play the African nations in the summer this year, but something went wrong?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure they were. It was like they were supposed to play it. I'm sure they were supposed to play it, but for some reason it got put back to its default slot again. It might have been actually down to the World Club Championship. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they were looking to put it in the summer this year. But it is what it is. We know it. We know that it. But it's not worth thinking about right now. Let's just try and get this deal over the line, and then we signed one of our. Well, he's played the year. As I said, is everything. He's got everything going for him in terms of like getting another year or two.
Yeah.
Whether that works out. Listen in the chat, right?
That's why I was googling then to see what it means.
I have no idea what's going on in the chat on YouTube. It must be something YouTube have just brought in to stimulate conversation. There is now some kind of leaderboard in the chat.
It says if you watch videos, comment, subscribe, share videos, and put super chats in, you get XP.
Okay, so your XP is like your points, isn't it? So at the moment, 1878 EFC, Wayne R, Daniel, and Emmett have all got 50 points.
We don't know what it means,
which basically means that you've posted twice. Yeah. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to stimulate the conversation by pushing your buttons by saying, I want to be number one at the end of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to monitor this, and if anyone takes the piss, we're going to bin them. That's our evil side to this game, I think.
What do you mean if they...
Well, if people just start putting like just nothing comments in there just to try and win, we'll take action.
Well, is there a prize for who's number one?
No, there's no prize. The prize is that you're number one.
Okay.
But if people start spamming, then we'll take action. Because I feel like we have to. I feel like we have to.
This is a currency now, this XP.
It is. It's a currency. The whole thing, your comment is a currency now. It's because of your value. We can't turn it off. We can't turn it off.
It doesn't let me turn it off.
And nothing comments is spam, essentially. Like Royal Blue Rich has just done there by just putting a dot. That will not be tolerated,
Whoa,
Rich. That will not be. That's your last warning. Pock's gone. Get rid of Pock. Get rid of Poch.
He's timed out for
It's gone.
5 minutes.
It's gone. Poch's gone. Royal Blue Rich, you're gone. You're out. He's sorting it out now. You're gone. This is power that I like. This is power I like. Poch's gone.
Nah, he's gone for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He can think about what he's done.
He can think about what he's done. He can think about 5 minutes, and then if he comes back and does it, then it's 10 minutes. And that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to lay the law down. I don't think we'll be doing this long, probably just for this show.
I also don't know how you can turn it off.
I don't think you can turn it off.
It's not letting me.
Anyway, people will soon get bored of it, won't they? People will soon get bored of it. It doesn't feel like something that's going to keep people that interested. Does it really?
No.
It just seems pointless, if you ask me, but... no, let's just... Like we said yesterday, let's just get Idrissa over the line. Get that over the line, and then we're sorted, aren't we, for that one? I think that's Wayne, it is in control, my friend. I'm happy for everybody to just do what they've been doing. Come on here, say what you want, have your little slide digs, whatever it is. I mean, it's harsh on James, but I don't want it to become a pissing contest because you get a little purple thing next to your name. That's all it is. And we start getting loads of stupid comments just because everyone wants to be number one. That's all it is. It's nothing to do with power. It's nothing to do with me being... It's about you guys commenting responsibly, because I think that's all it's about. I think James would agree.
I agree.
We don't want because what happens is that when people say comments about stories we're talking about, how can we find the good comments if you're just writing cows or something, or monkey balls or something? Do you know what I mean?
That's what people are always commenting.
Exactly. Yeah, we want less monkey balls in the chat.
Or more.
You want more monkey balls in the chat?
Don't know.
You're conflicted, which is not... Listen, people your age do get conflicted. You know, you're experimenting with monkey balls. You're not sure whether you like them, whether you don't like them. You're going out every weekend looking for monkey balls and seeing whether... It's a tale as old as time.
I think we should move on from monkey balls.
Listen, I'm fine with monkey balls. It seems to be you're the one who has a problem with monkey balls.
Aren't they? Oh no, they're camel balls, the chewies. You ever seen them?
That's something that's completely alien to me in my world. There you go. Now, let's just get Idrissa over the line. Get that signed and sealed. And then we can... And then I wonder what's... It's interesting about Dom, though, innit? Dom and Keane. Wonder what's happening with them.
As you said, Decore and Young sort of is one, and there's sort of no discussion on the contract. But you think with Calvert-Lewin and Michael Keane it would have been the same unless they've accepted it.
Well, it just seems...
What would be waiting for right now with them?
Negotiating, I'd imagine. I imagine they're having back and forth. Whereas Decore, as I said, Decore and Ashley Young, obviously can't speak for this.
Yeah.
But get rid of Mike Raff. Get rid of Mike Raff. I will not tolerate that Mike Raff. I will not tolerate the spamming of monkey balls.
Oh my God, he's really gone for it.
He's gone for it, mate. It's the power, the power of getting Jack Grealish bottles of vodka. It's gone to his head. I think they must just be talking to Dom and Michael Keane. Where's the other two? It was just an offer was given, and both players said... There's talk yesterday, wasn't it, that Decore's been linked again with a move to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And there seems to be more chat that he will be going there rather than staying in the Premier League.
But why do you think there's more conversation with Calvert-Lewin and Keane than there was with Young and Decore?
Because I think it's...
Besides Calvert-Lewin, who was a bit in and out, they were two more like key first team players. Because
I just think, like, can we just like leave the Dominic Calvert-Lewin hate to one side? We all know what your opinions are on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, right? That we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is the negotiating process. And for him and Michael Keane, it seems like it's a negotiation. As in, Everton have literally took that contract that they were offered Dom, pulled it away, and at the end of the season have gone back to him with a new contract. And there is a back and forth where with Decore and Ashley Young, it seems like they were offered contracts and they both just said no thanks. Where we I think with Ashley Young and Decore, I think it was time. I think both of them probably wanted 2 years or a year plus.
Yeah,
I think Decore definitely wanted 2 years. That's not what what Moyes does. Moyes, when you get to 30, generally only has 1 year. Right, so I'm just gonna use my power. And I think that they both wanted more than 1 year. They wanted that security.
Wait, so do you feel like with Decore and Ashley Young purely for the fact that there was that much of a gap already between what Everton were offering and what they wanted, that they're like, yeah, we can just end it here? But with Calvert-Lewin and Keane, they must be fairly close where they can still negotiate. Well,
because Everton probably, like, I think I said this yesterday or the day before, Everton, they're in the like it says about Idrissa, they're negotiating. The Everton, maybe both. And if you're negotiating, that means that you're really keen to stay. But your starting point has to be time. Now, Michael Keane might be fine with a year, but he might be like, well, I want wages that compensate the lack of 2 years or the lack of 3 years.
Yeah.
Whereas Decore and Ashley Young wanted 2 years, and it didn't really matter what the wage was because they wanted the security of staying at the football club. Ashley Young might think, I've got 2 years left, or I think I've got 2 years left at the top level, and I want to be under contract at a Premier League club for those 2 years rather than being in one and then next summer facing the same issue again and again, knowing that he was going to play a lot less football next season.
And there's no sort of security in his future and how much money he's going to get and stuff.
So, Yardy on the Super Chat says, would love our fireman, who's always putting out fires, out to sign another contract. He's better than Fireman Sam. That's an incredible Super Chat. And I feel blessed to read it out. Thank you. Talking about Idrissa Gana Gueye there, obviously.
Now, how does that work for community points?
I don't know. But as someone,
they won't even let me open the tab anymore for
Charlie's just said 50 points to Gryffindor.
Oh.
See, but it was always rigged in Harry Potter, wasn't it? Because they go, blah, 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 you've just lost 50 points, blah, blah, blah. And then you go, and then he just make up nonsense just so Harry Potter would win. Wouldn't he though? Wouldn't he though? At the end of every term, it would look like Slytherin were about to win. Yeah. Be like, you burnt down the thing, and we caught you in the girls' toilet, Harry. And what were you doing there behind the bike sheds, having a biff there, Harry? And then they go, but also, Harry, you caught the dragon, and you did this, and you did that, and I'm going to give you points that make no sense, but it would mean that you win by 1 point and win the House Cup. No wonder Slytherin are pissed off.
I just feel like if you're not Harry Potter and Harry Potter, you must just hate him.
Yeah.
You just can't do anything without him messing something up. Or saving it, but...
Mike Cosgrove says, what a kit setup up the Toffee TV. Yes, Mike. Top man. What a guy. And what a kit setup. Yeah, but like, honestly, if you're Slytherin, you're like, we get a bad rap for this, but look what's going on. Look what's going on, everybody. Every year, we lose out by 1 point, because this our fella keeps on, basically, is God's son. He keeps on making things up to make sure his godson's team win every year. I'm going to assign a silly number of points.
Where's this came from?
I'm going to assign a silly number of points to what was Harry's house? Gryffindor, yeah. I'm going to give Hufflepuffer in the background going, what are you on about? We've been feeding the poor all year. All year we've been feeding the poor on the streets. And this fella turns up and fixes something that he caused, like he's Tony Stark. And he's like, oh, you get all the points. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everyone. And I like Harry Potter.
I like
it. There is a new one.
They've released 2 Harry Potter, haven't they? Hermione and Ron or nothing.
Yeah, there's a fume, isn't it,
big
over
fume.
Hermione, even though Hermione in the books isn't a little white girl.
Mm.
And in the play, she's also not like a little white girl. So, that's funny.
What did you think about the Delap news?
I wasn't surprised whatsoever. I just wasn't surprised by it. So,
Do you think for him, he thinks do you think he's making the wrong choice, or do you think he sees it? It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I understand both arguments. Where people are saying, like, you know, he goes to like an Everton or I don't know, like a Forest or something, and he builds sort of his reputation more with more solid first team minutes, and then he goes to a club where he'll have a lot more pressure on him, but he'll have that experience. But what if this is his only ever chance to play for like a Chelsea or a Man United, and he wants to jump at it? Especially as well with Chelsea, because it's Enzo Maresca, isn't he? He's the manager, and he managed him at youth level for City, so there's already like an established relationship there. And you'd imagine he's got like belief in himself that he thinks he can go in and sort of keep the fair, because they don't really have a strike. I know Nicholas Jackson plays there for them, but he's not like prolific, and he can play out wide, which he has done a few times. So maybe he sees it as, I go in and I'm playing in the Champions League right away.
Yeah. Well, he is. It literally just. It's just Ornstein just tweeted it that he is signing for Chelsea.
Oh really? Yeah.
So Ornstein just tweeted that he is signing for Chelsea. Suitors have been notified that he's signing for Chelsea. I'm not surprised, number one, but the other side of it is, as a football fan, you're always going to fall back on your way of thinking, aren't you? Like, you're always going to give the excuses of why isn't he signing for? Well, that's just stupid. Why is he signing there? That's silly. That he needs more development time. It's like the lad's obviously been given an opportunity to sign for Chelsea. He's going to be given the opportunity to be the number one striker. They've got a really young team. They're playing in the Champions League. They're going to be pushing for the top places again. Like, that's up to him. Like,
as well, you look at like a Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Who sort of felt the favourite at City, and then he went to Chelsea, and now he's considered one of the best probably in the league.
Yeah.
And he looks at that, someone in a similar age range who's probably played with loads, and then now he can go and play with him as well. Under a manager he already knows, so it makes sense, but
I always thought there was like a 5% chance of him signing for Everton. I really did. I never had any hope that he was signing for Everton. All these people who were like, oh, he's been in the stadium and he signed the wall in that house, and he'll get to play, he'll understand the project and all this. Just like, mate, he gets to go to a club that are in the Champions League, and what is he fighting with? Nicholas Jackson. Like, who's not even a proper centre forward in terms of like being a number 9. Like, it doesn't matter, and all this, like, don't, like, there'll be a lot of like revision of like, didn't want him anyway, or he hasn't scored. It doesn't matter. If he chooses to go to Chelsea, like, it's dead easy to see why he chose Chelsea, isn't it? Like, they're in the Champions League. They've just won another trophy last night. They've just got a dead young team. Like, the reasons are all there, aren't they? He can play literally the whole of his career at Chelsea if he wants to. Like, and that's his decision.
Yeah.
And we've got to move on to the next one now. And you know what? It might turn out to be the best decision that ever happened, whatever that happened for us this summer. Everton had to go for him because he was 30 million quid.
Yeah, you had to throw your name into it, didn't you? Just by chance you get him.
Yeah, and you've got to try and convince him. But ultimately, we couldn't convince him, but neither could Manchester United.
Yeah.
You know, who obviously think a lot of themselves and will think that for them, they'll be like, why couldn't we get him? But, I mean, you have a look at them and go, because you're an absolute, dumpster fire. But we move on. Yeah. We move on. It's always annoying when you miss out on a player. It always is. But you just move on, don't you? It's as simple as that. I don't have any bad will towards the lad.
No.
It's
not like he's absolutely tore the league apart either. where like he scored 25 goals and he was like, oh, Everton had a bit of a chance. He's done all right in his first season, and before that, his record wasn't great.
Yeah.
But he had a good season last season in the Premier League, and hopefully he can build on it. But it's not like one way you're looking at his whole career, and he's absolutely smashed it everywhere he's went and came in right away. So it's not. I don't think it's the end of the world.
And you know what?
And we've got Betto.
What I would say is though, he's a player that I think by the amount of people who've gone after him, genuinely believe that there's a real talent in there. Mm-hmm. So I think I have not been like when I've seen him, I've not been blown away by him, but I've seen other people and gone from when you watch them go, oh no, I don't see it. And then the more you watch them or they get a move or whatever, then you start going, wow, yeah, you can see that potential that was under there, is really coming out now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll be honest, I'm more happy that Idrissa Gana Gueye looks like
someone
he's
just said he'd prefer to extend Idrissa Gana Gueye's contract than sign the lap. I think I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like he's more crucial.
Yeah. But we were in the mix for him. We had to be in the mix for him. And that's a good starting point. It's good that it's been done early as well. Yeah. It's good that we know we're still in May and we know that he is moving to Chelsea and we can move on. And let's hope that...
if Betto play for Ipswich, how many goals did he score?
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I'm behind Betto. I'm going to get someone in to challenge with him.
Well, who's the lad we're all talking about in Germany?
Like Wolfstead or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Wolfstein.
He's the one, isn't he?
I can't remember his name. Play for Frankfurt? Or was it Stuttgart? Waltimade.
Let's go and get him.
Yeah.
Let's go and get him.
6'6", isn't he? Can play as a 10 and a striker. Yeah, why not?
Just go and get him.
Yeah. His market value is 17 million when he's 23.
The lap can turn out to be Alan Shearer, or he could turn out to be Evan Ferguson, couldn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could turn out to be amazing, but I get the sense that by the amount of teams that went after him, that
people see something.
People really do see something in him.
Yeah. Well, what was his record like for Man City's academy? Because that was when the Chelsea manager would have seen him at his peak, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So say if he's got like a really good, really good stats for him, then you can sort of see why he's desperate for him.
Yeah. Well, Weghorst has just left Ajax. We go for him.
Man City under 18, 17 games, 11 goals, 7 assists. Man City under 21s, 36 games, 35 goals, 9 assists. So you can see why Maresca will want him, wouldn't you? With that good of a record.
Yeah. DJ Dan Mercury, the 83-84 away shirt was that one in white, wasn't it? Sorry, 83-84, sorry, it was silver, not white. That's the third kit from 85. Yeah, well, you move on now, don't you? You move on to your next target. It's as simple as that. As I said, I didn't think we had any chance again, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah. Not when Man United are doing a rebuild and Chelsea are where they are.
It's scary, isn't it, Man United? That they can be so bad for so long.
I'll tell you what's more scary, mate. I'll tell you what's genuinely more scary. More scary is that Chelsea can literally buy whoever they want.
Yeah, I know, but you can at least see why Chelsea...
No, what I mean by that is that Chelsea can literally buy who they want and spend £1 billion and the PSR's never questioned.
Yeah.
That's what's frightening. What's frightening is they have somehow managed to put all these players on mad contracts. They're signing players for next season, for the season after.
It just feels like they can't fail, can they? Like both Man United and Chelsea, it's like they could have 10 windows where they don't sign one player who fits into it, but on the 11th they'll finally sign someone and then they'll come back to being dead good. And it's like, unless they get relegated, and which is probably not going to happen ever, they're going to eventually return to being like that top team again, no matter what. And that's frustrating, isn't it? That Man United, who's good at Man United? Bruno Fernandes, that's about it. And then they're going to spend 60 million on Cunha. I imagine they'll spend 100 million at least.
The talk is Fernandes is going to...
I know, they'll be done if he goes.
Well, I don't know, with the money they get.
Anyone good at Man United apart from him?
The money they get for them, but... Listen, we can draw the line through the lap now. That's done.
Yeah.
It's done. The lad's made his choice. It seemed like that last night anyway, when they were talking last night, that he'd chosen Chelsea, obviously, by the talk. So he obviously knew himself. And fair play. It's a young team as well. So he becomes maybe like an instant, almost like, doesn't feel like out of place in it. You know, Reece James is like one of the oldest players, and he's only, what, 25? Something like that. So,
but the oldest is that Tosin Adebayo, isn't he? Who they got on a free, and he's, when I checked, he was like 27, and he's the oldest player in the whole squad. We move on from that anyway. So let's get Idrissa over the line. Let's figure out what we're doing with the other two, and get Charlie in, Alcaraz in, who, as we said last night, and came out last night, should be done by the end of the week, hopefully. And then you start trying to get those bits and bobs in, don't you? Like we were saying, like if we could get a Walker Peters in, someone like that in nice and early. You know, you could get him to sign for Everton nice and early. Then there's another one. You've replaced another one. And you've not really spent anything.
The thing is, like, and I'm sure we'll do more like next week when Baz comes back on the transfers and stuff, and who we should be looking at. But what like this, isn't this in many ways? This is like what Moyes craved when he first came to Everton all those years ago, and when he was at Everton. You've got money. Okay, we don't know how much money we've got, but we've got money certainly to have a good look round and pick players that we want without going into like that seriously stupid bracket of cost. But we've got an opportunity to bring players in. Moyes has got an opportunity to go and, you know, compete with other clubs. He's got an opportunity to turn a squad round over maybe 2-3 windows. You know, this is exactly what he wanted. I know, like, we can all say that there'll be loads of people who will go, oh, we haven't got that much money. But I think we have got enough money that we can go to someone and go, like Liam Delap, and go, right, we don't want you to sign for us. We can match the wages they're offering. And therefore, it comes down to a choice of just what you want. Rather than, like, last year, and the year before, where it was like, we've got to find players who fit in with what we've got, which is basically nothing. Or we've got to go to a team and go, we need to sign a player who fits in with the pay scale, or we can't pay nothing this month, so we have to pay.
Can we pay it in 3 years?
Pay more later, and it's that's the way to look at it, isn't it? This is a fantastic opportunity. Fantastic opportunity. This set of players, 2 years in a row, have got 48 points. So there should be no issue of like worrying. There should be no worries about having enough points to... We should be able to get to mid-table. And I know we're taking players out of this team, of course, but if we just add those players back in numbers, but better players, then that'll be a good start, won't it? We'll cope. Our squad isn't massive, but I think we'll cope. We can still get 4 international loans without any sort of issues. There's plenty of players.
But you look at sort of the loans we did have, and it's not like any of them made a huge impact.
None of them made any impact.
Like, I mean, you had Harrison and Lindstrom, we thought that was the only right wingers we had. But they didn't get assists, didn't get goals.
Steady players.
They were just there.
Steady players who filled the position.
And it's, say next year you do it, Betto. What I was just checking then. Betto started 15 games this season and got 8 goals. Say he starts 30. Just by this math, he gets 16. But let's just say he gets over 10, and Dye gets over 10, gets a few assists, and then you get a right winger who gets 10. Then it's like you don't really need that massive striker anyway.
Get four loans who were better than the loans we just had.
Yeah.
Get an upgrade on Decore.
And a better midfielder.
Get an upgrade on Ashley Young. Get a right midfielder in. Keep Charlie Alcaraz. And get another midfielder in, right? And you've got the makings of a better team than we've already got. And that team that we've already got finished in mid-table.
Yeah.
So you're already improving, aren't you? And that's what I'm saying. If you go and get, like, if you can get 3 or 4 players who are quality players, then you're improving the squad. And you just have to match or better the other positions. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't think that's too much to ask. I think that would be sensible. And with Moyes for a whole season would take us up into not the position we've been in, which is sort of like fighting to get away from the relegation zone. We become, hopefully we go into that next bracket where we're fighting to be between 13th and like 8th.
Like, yeah.
Or you know, and you know,
for Europa at minimum, sort of.
Well, you can see that as like, you can see that as something to aim for.
It's in like reaching distance.
Yeah, you know, you look at like a Bournemouth, you look at a Brentford, you look at Palace are obviously in there because they won the cup, but you know, we're in there and they won the cup. You're looking to be in that bracket next season. And then, listen, by the way, so will pretty much everybody else, because Spurs are going to spend money, Man United are going to spend money. Everyone's going to try and this league's getting so competitive now, and that's why the gap between the 3 coming up and everyone else is because you can't guarantee anyone's good. Like, you look at the team in the Premier League right now, and if you were to say, if one team stays up from the teams coming up, who goes down?
Yeah.
It's really difficult, isn't it? And loads of people outside our bubble would go, Everton will be in that mix. And we go, don't be stupid. And you go, well, why would we? And you go, you got a new stadium, or it's going to be hard to adapt. And then we could go, well, you know, we only won 5 games at Goodison, don't you? So, like, it's not that hard. It mightn't be that hard to adapt. You know, it's about winning games of football.
Yeah.
For us, it's. You look at. I mean, I don't know. Wolves
losing Keane is a big thing, isn't it? How do you replace them?
If Bournemouth lose players and don't replace them well, do they sort of...
That's sort of the turning point. It's like, if they lose Semenyo, how do they get on? If Brentford lose Mbuemo, how do they get on? Brighton, I mean, I feel like Brighton will be good next season because all their players will start to properly like bed in, which I feel like their aim. But Wolves is probably your best guess, isn't it? But Wolves
can Forest cope with more games?
Yeah. Being
in the Europa, can they cope with that? Can they cope?
Changing managers potentially.
Can they cope with the Thursday, Sunday? You know, is that going to impact them, or are they going to go and spend loads of money? Like, it's really difficult to know, and that's obviously why we've got to get at it straight away. But we've got the right manager in place to understand that. So it is a bit interesting. Like, this XG lark seems to have dried up. I don't understand it, but I don't know. Well, the person at the top of the table has only got 75 points. So does that mean that
maybe there's only a max you can get from just chatting?
Maybe. People have killed themselves. I don't know. As in,
it's a bit dark.
No, it is dark. As in, they've said too much, and it's like, gone. Nah, you can't get any more. Carlos says, any news on an incoming director of football? Well, I don't know if you missed this, Carlos, but Everton aren't having a director of football. I don't know if you missed that whole thing, but Everton aren't having a director of football next season. So,
I have another question for you.
Go on, question away.
The awards that came up today.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who won it was sort of obvious.
Yeah.
Who would be your second place for each of them?
I like it. I like what you've done there. I like the twist. Play the season. Do you know what?
Who's taking your silver medal?
Do you know what? Right. Okay. Jordan Pickford's a dead easy answer, but I'm not going to go for Jordan Pickford. I'm going to go for an alternative. So we could do this as a video properly next week. The alternative
award. Or your top three.
The alternative award.
Medal.
But you know I'm throwing in the mix? Betto. I'm throwing Betto in the mix.
Wow. How come?
Because
how we sort of turned it around.
Because how we turned it around. I'm putting Betto in the mix.
Over like an Ndiaye and stuff as well, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, Ndiaye's been brilliant, and Pickford would be the logical one. But I just think
he's an honourable mention.
I just think Betto has overcome so many obstacles this season. I mean, the real answers are like Tarky was brilliant. Tarky started the season with a back problem and has done really well for the whole season, and then scored the goal, which was obviously rightfully the goal of the season. Tarky's obviously in the team of the season for Europe and the Premier League. But I think if Betto was like a kids training camp, he'd get most improved player, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd get that medal.
He'd get that medal. He'd get that one. So,
who's your young player of the year then?
Alternative. Probably O'Brien for the same reason. Because there's only really him and Brantwaite you consider. I think. Who?
Alcaraz.
Yeah. I think young player season should stop at 21.
Yeah, I agree. Like, even with, if you see for the Premier League one, Saliba was in it and he's 24.
Yeah, that's nonsense. That's not young. That's half a career.
Yeah.
That's half a bloody career.
And then what was the other one? Goal of the season? Is there any other honourable goals?
Other than Tarky's?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now.
What was that one where Ndiaye done like the shimmy against them? Was it Chelsea?
Southampton, second one.
No, it was like that though. It was early in the season. What are the ones?
It depends who you class it as, because
Ndiaye last minute ones quite good, just for the moment and the pressure of it.
Ndiaye scoring in the League Cup, his first goal was a really good goal, but obviously it's in the League Cup, so it's a little bit different. Trying to think.
Like McNeil at the start of the season.
Palace.
Yeah. The first one.
Corker
Second one was good as well, where he touched it down and hit it, but the first one was better.
Dom's against Spurs. Really good goal.
Yeah. Betto when he cried after his one against Fulham.
Ashley Young's free kick against Wolves.
Yeah.
Get into these. We'll do these next week. We'll do like alternative.
Yeah.
See? Just invented a video right there.
Thank you.
There you go. If you need a pad to write your ideas down, James.
I've just too switched on.
Where you know? Because it didn't feel like you.
Oh, I can't think. Oh, you're gonna rob my idea off me now.
I'm not robbing your idea. It's there. I'm just saying you need to be. More of these ideas. Not leaving it to me.
What's wrong now?
You're all in the comments just putting things that we know. You need to we're talking about the alternatives. The alternatives. Don't go route one. Go alternatives. Think about it from a different perspective.
You got the best performance of the year, which is what game would you say?
Best performance.
If you could just count the first half against Man United, I'd say that.
Yeah, well, first 70 minutes.
First half against Tottenham as well.
Yeah. Performance.
I feel like Everton don't have full games, but they're good, but they have good halves.
Yeah.
I could say Fulham.
Fulham away, yeah. Second half.
Forest, when we beat them 1-0, that was good.
It was a good performance, wasn't it?
But it wasn't like, wow.
No.
So we've had wow performances.
It's a tactical performance, wasn't it? It's a tactical performance. Stay. I'm not doing any comments as such at the moment. I'm just keeping an eye. I'm just keeping an eye on the comments. I'm not reading them out. I'm just keeping an eye on them. I will do the Premier comments in a moment properly. The comments are just a guide for me. I'm not a sucker for the comments like Baz is. I don't let them control me. I'm just keeping an eye on them. Just getting a general view of what's going on. Yeah, we should just come up with like a mad list of awards. Just like, you know, best player to play in multiple positions, or best player to cry after scoring, or
There's only one for that one.
best player.
Best
Yeah.
almost goal. So when Alcaraz hit the post off his free kick in his debut.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Best performance by a player running over to the away fans and giving them grief after the final whistle.
Decore.
I mean, it feels like some of them are leading,
Yeah.
you know. It does feel like some of them are leading, but
Best player under 6 foot. And best player over 6 foot.
it's interesting. It's an interesting. Best player who went on loan and smashed it.
It's just had as an option. Because I'm saying there's not really many others.
Yeah.
Would you take Evan Ferguson? Someone put in the comments.
Well, they didn't really put it in the comments,
put
did they?
but
Just
someone
put, they
put it
put
before.
Evan Ferguson, lads, crying face.
But would you take him?
I don't know what that's referring to, though. That's just doesn't
Someone
make...
did ask before about Evan Ferguson, and we went past it sort of. Do you think it would make sense for Everton to get him, or do you think it's a stupid one like Brozier?
be a loan for me.
But would it'd be a loan, but would you have to have an option, or would you not? Would you do it without?
Wouldn't have an obligation.
Not an obligation, but definitely an option.
Yeah, those things need to be thought about, don't they? Those things definitely need to be thought about as we go forward. Yeah, we don't know what his future is, though. It's dead easy going, should we do this and should we do that? The lad might be thinking, I'm going back to Brighton and I'm having a go this season.
I think the manager has said, though, that he said, like, he got asked, is he in his plans next season? He said something like, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think something like that was said, so I don't know.
I wouldn't go past a loan, though.
No, I wouldn't. But if it was a loan, I'd definitely have an obligation. Not an obligation, an option, sorry.
Yeah. Definitely.
Worst haircut of the season. Jack Harrison's man bun is bad, to be fair.
Yeah, Jack Harrison, what game was it towards the end of the season?
He did it against
Top knot.
Newcastle, he had a top knot. Poor that.
What about best interview by an Everton player on Toffee TV?
Ooh, it's a tough one. There's lots to choose from. I think Decore might just edge it though.
Decore. Need to open that award up next season, I think.
Yeah.
Need to open that award up.
Been too picky this year.
Yeah. I think we might need to, get a couple more involved in that one. I'd like to think.
Someone said you get best rant.
Yeah, of course I get the best rant, but which rant would it be, though? See, you can't just throw it out there and go, you rant a lot.
The one you had about a go at me.
No, that was
about what not watching the first Alien.
Watching what?
The first Alien, but I watched Alien Homeless, and you had a big rant to me, and I didn't even know what to say. I was just, I don't know, shook. It just went on for so long, and the piv was there, and he was laughing.
Yeah.
That was top rant. Or me saying AC Milan and Inter.
Lazy Willow. No. Why? No. Absolutely not.
The worst prediction from Toffee TV. Have you got any that you remember? I went here obviously at the start of the season.
Worst prediction? I said we're going to do the predictions next week that we did. I said 41 points. And for a while that was.
But did any of you say, like, I don't know, Brozier will be unbelievable, or
Baz probably said that. Yeah. No, he didn't. But he loves Brozier. He's loved Brozier for years. He was desperate for that to come through. But no, I did think Brozier would be terrible.
Or like Patterson, this will be a season or something like that.
We did some predictions, and I think we'll talk about them next week because I've got them all.
React to the predictions.
We've been sent to them. So we do it every year. We normally do. So normally what we do every year is we do our predictions, and we also do my play of the year. But this year, Mark Zobel used to track my play ratings, but he's all grown up now and hasn't got time. And it's just fair enough because he did it for years. But he has done the predictions, which we'll do next week. So nice one, Mark. But he's also wanted to say that the Toffee TV Premier Fantasy League winner was Harry Watt. So congratulations to him. And the Super Brew winner was Toffee Man. So congratulations to both of
Super,
those.
bro.
It's a prediction thing we have on our Discord.
Oh.
So you predict each game for every team. I don't know. I think Baz and John were in like they were in the 50s, like the mid 50s, and I was in like the low 40s because I didn't believe I do know that all of us said that Sean Dyche would still have a job by the end of the season.
No, really, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. We all, I don't want to say keen, but we were all happy that Sean Dyche was still the manager of the season.
No, not really, no. We all wanted him, this time last year we were saying we wanted him gone for David Moyes.
No, really?
Do me a favour, can you open that window? I am burning up here. Like literally burning up. Thank you. I should have gone with the shorts today. I didn't think it was this warm.
It did rain though coming in.
I know, the lights are just killing me and I'm just trying to sweat the end of this cold out and I am burning up.
Like the Jonas Brothers.
I'm sure that's a reference that people get,
Yeah.
but I just don't get it right now.
You've got a song. Yeah,
Fair
doesn't
enough.
matter.
Listen, it's fair enough. Fair play.
It's a nice breeze that does.
I wanted to get as cold in here as it did yesterday when we opened the window. It was freezing, but I liked it.
Best signing.
Best signing?
It's in die, isn't it?
Yeah, great signing.
But then O'Brien towards the end of the season has got to be an honourable mention.
Yeah.
Who else do we even sign in a Boonham? That's mainly loans off that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Best signing that stayed. Best signing that stayed at the club. Best test event vlog award, apparently. I mean, I think I win both. I think I win all of those trophies. And the numbers don't lie. That's all I'm going to say. The numbers don't lie. No one's getting my PS5. No one's getting my PS5.
What about Toffee TV Premier Pro Clubs team? Oh wait, you don't play Pro Clubs, do you?
Ned decided to start that.
No one.
Ned decided to start. He did decide to start, and it's just it was someone's literally just trying to sell us gold and silver. That's dead interesting.
Should invest.
Get into your gold now.
Well, don't say that because you can get in trouble for that, can't you?
I'm not saying anything. I have no idea what it's all about.
Ted is not giving financial advice.
No, definitely do not. Some of the comments on Toffee TV Premier, Gary Ward, Juan, hello. Liam D says if we can get Garner and Charlie announced, then I'm not really asked about the rest of them. Hope Seamus takes some role with the club to bring him to Bramley-Moore, but those are the important two. That would do until July 1st. Gary Ward says, I certainly hope Garner signs. Adam M says, excellent start to the window. If we can get Garner and Alcaraz boxed off. I personally won't be losing sleep over the lap going elsewhere. I think there's plenty of other options out there. Keep the foot down, Moisey. Right, just on that point, I want to ask you a question. Have Everton ever caused you to lose sleep?
As in, I can't stay up because I'm so worried about what's happening.
You just can't sleep. You're tossing and turning.
I mean, I wouldn't probably pin it down to Everton specifically, but like when you've been tossing and turning, I've been thinking about how crap Everton have been.
Not crap, Everton. I mean, I did have some restless nights when obviously the before, like, coming up to the Palace game and coming up to the Bournemouth game, like running,
the Bournemouth one was worse.
Running every scenario through my head.
Yeah, felt way worse about the Bournemouth than the Palace one. I think Palace because it was like, don't want to say like the first time, but like it was like the first time.
Yeah.
It was a bit exciting for the game, but
no, I was not.
When
excited.
It was Bournemouth, it was like, oh, this is proper serious now.
Yeah. No, I had loads of sleepless nights when all the scenarios going through my head. Just because how big it was more than anything and the state of the football club. Yeah, I had loads of sleepless nights. Even this year, I don't think. Even this year, as we were getting closer to being safe, I was having so many not sleepless nights. I'd take the dog for a walk, and suddenly I'd find myself like going through all the scenarios in my head, and it was ridiculous. It was like, because it was like we only needed like a couple of points, and that's what made it even worse. Because the closer you get to something, the worse it can get. Of like, because you're so close to getting over the line. And this year was always, for me, obviously, the year before moving to the stadium, it was always going to be the big year. It was always going to be get through this year. Because it was like, every year we were just ticking off a year. And that's what made it like, so that's what's made the last 3 years, or 4 years, just seem like they've all been just rolling into the next one and the next one. No enjoyment of the season. Just going, right, that's another one ticked off. Not even being asked for anything. Oh, we're out the cup, who cares? Doesn't matter. Got a game on Saturday, need to get, that's the most important thing. And that for me is why, like, next season, it's not just a restart for obviously moving. It's the restart for like having expectations and going. And again, that's why Moyes is the perfect man for it, because it doesn't really matter what happened. If Moyes hadn't come in and we'd stayed up, we'd be looking for a new manager right now anyway, wouldn't we? Sean Dyche was never going to stay. But I think now it's like, well, everything is new, and we can start having proper expectations about where we want to be, and we haven't got that thing of, and also that undermined Goodison in many ways, didn't it? That idea of like,
it was a dark shadow.
Yeah, it wasn't about like enjoying the last few seasons or the last season at Goodison. How could it be when you have, as you said, got that big shadow behind you of what could be creeping up behind you? So now that's all done, and it did put and I imagine at the football club that was really difficult to deal with as well, knowing that you can't, like at the beginning of the season when they had all those nights and stuff planned and people weren't buying into it because people were like, how can we enjoy something that when all this is going on? You know, don't forget we didn't get bought till this Christmas week. We had all that hanging over our head. Is it going to happen? Isn't it going to happen?
Both times, so this is random, but both times when the Friedkins were announced and Sean Dyche was sacked and Moyes got announced, you weren't in the studio. It was just me and Baz both times. Both times, I think you was getting a haircut.
No, I wasn't. I was driving home to go to the match. Because I actually pulled over and made a video.
I was going through the stuff to do it. I was just noticed that you wasn't on the lives and it was me.
Yeah, because I pulled over and done a short. I know exactly where I pulled over. By Chilwell, in Chilwell. So I know exactly where I pulled over.
On the sleepless night thing.
Yeah.
This is a bit off topic again. But do you when you sleep sometimes, do you dream that you're still talking into like a mic to people about Everton?
No, I dream I'm playing for Everton.
Oh. Right then. I thought after 10 years that it would eventually just be in your head.
I still have dreams of working on, like, when I worked on the railway and things like that. I will still have random dreams where I'm working on the railway, and then you wake up and you're so relieved.
Because I remember when I was a cashier, I'd go to bed and I'd still be scanning stuff in my sleep, and I felt like I'm doing a shift and I'm not getting paid for it. But
no,
I don't get it with this.
That's because why? Because this is like happy.
Yeah.
This is a good place.
Well, cannot be happy though in the same breath.
Yeah, but it's not like this is a job where you are unhappy with the circumstances of what's going on. You're not unhappy in your job.
Only when people ditch me.
How could you be unhappy in your job? This is the fucking easy. It's not not the easiest job. It's still hard work. But it's not like digging a ditch, is it? And this is what we tried to drill into someone else's head who didn't quite understand that. It's not digging ditches, is it? So, but no, I don't know. So yeah. Where was I when
the Friedkins was in the morning? Because John was in Florida and we done a premiere only live stream for like business with Blaine, and then me and Baz done the live at 1 o'clock. I feel like that must have been it. I feel like one of them was definitely a haircut.
Do you know what's weird though? The haircut thing is quite interesting. Not interesting, that's a silly word, isn't it? But I remember I was getting a haircut, right? I was getting a haircut, And I'm talking to Darren, cuts me hair, and we're chatting about stuff. And I think we were talking about like Evan, he's an Evertonian. And I literally walked out of the gaff and found out that we had the 10-point deduction.
Wow.
Literally.
Just whenever he goes to that.
Literally.
Get a haircut, something happens.
Yeah. And when the board got sacked, I was in Porthmadog. And because I remember all these things. It's like I'm ringing here going, because it was about to go live at 5, and I'm like ringing up and I'm going to Ned, get this on YouTube, not going on Premiere, get it on YouTube, has to be on YouTube. Are you going live? He's going live. And it was like, I think they went live at 5 o'clock to announce.
Because me and what's his name, Dice was sacked. It wasn't announced till like 2 hours or something before the game. So me and Baz were doing live at 5 Premier only, and then I had to run over there, turn the live stream off, and then put it onto YouTube so we could get like an hour out there. And it had loads of views, so it was worth it. Yeah,
because I was just looking. Then I did a short. Because I was driving home. I'm just trying to think of the Friedkins one. What was it? An early announcement?
Yeah, it was announced at like 10 or 11 a.m. I think.
I'd say what the funniest one is though, right? If we're talking about announcements, hang on. Let me just have a look when that was announced. A lot of Friedkin stuff. I don't know, can't really tell because I don't know at the time. The funniest one, right, is, and this like, so I remember when 888, I've jumped 777. Why did you say 888?
That was what Gary Neville said.
I know. So 777, right? I was on Radio Merseyside the night before, and they asked me. I wasn't on a show. They they wanted comments. And I was like, 777, not a chance on earth they take over Everton. Not a chance. They don't have the money. There's not a chance, right? So, Radio Merseyside, like, I did it upstairs, actually, in here. Did it in one of the rooms upstairs, because we were filming in here. So, goes upstairs, doing it, blah, 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 you know, no chance, no money, blah, blah, blah. Literally, they put it on socials and all that. Literally the next day, the next morning, my missus wakes me up and she went, I think you better get up. Everton had just been announced that it's been sold, 777. And I just went, oh my fucking God. Right? I just thought, I was just like, you're fucking messing, aren't you? So, I honestly just went sick. And then the next minute I looked at like the comments on
people having a go at
the video, and people just destroying me, like properly destroying me. Fucking taxi driver, blah blah blah, hasn't got a clue, blah blah blah. So anyway, the minute it got called off, I was just like, and I think Julia Bold obviously works for Radio Merseyside. She retweeted the clip and just went, "See, he knew all along," or something like that. And I just went through. I just looked at every post that
liked everyone.
No, I just went through every single post and just liked every post that gave me shit. And I was just like, "See, I did tell you that it might have took a year, but I did say they didn't have the money." I was like. But that's the thing with doing like this, is like you say things and you have to have like opinions. Of course you have to have opinions, but I did go really strong on that one. I was like, they have not got any money to take us over. And when they didn't take us over, it wasn't like it wasn't a case of being sort of hang on. Sorry, some breaking news, some breaking Everton news, but don't get too. Hannah Forshaw has been appointed the CEO of Everton Women and will take up the new position for the start of the new season. She's currently the Chief Operating Officer of the Jockey Club. there you go. So Hannah Forshaw is being appointed Everton's new CEO.
Did you see
For the
what
women's team.
the Irish manager said about Coleman?
No, but you're going to put that on social media.
Which one am I putting on it?
The Hannah Forshaw news.
You've been sent it.
We have. Sorry, we're doing. This is what we got to do. We got to do live stuff. This is what we do, especially when there's only two of us here. Hang on. Let me forward it to you.
I've got it.
You got it with the picture. You got the picture.
Not the picture. Oh yeah, I've got the picture.
Okay. So obviously we've got to have opinions. We have opinions. Of course we have opinions. But I went big on that, and I went really big. And yeah, I was just like, oh my god. So when it got announced that I was more relieved. I was more relieved than for Everton than anything else. I was more relieved that these shysters were binned off, like, because they were horrendous. They were absolutely horrendous. But you gotta have, gotta put yourself out there.
Oh wait, but the Ireland manager said, I know he's going to be at Everton in whatever role, maybe a little bit more of a leadership role, but it's for him to answer whether he's going to continue playing or not. It's a decision, and I know the Evertonians are open, he will continue playing. He said that's for him to decide, so he still wants him involved, but he thinks he's going to be in the leadership for Everton. Just interesting.
Good one for the news. Going back to some of your comments. Martin Jackson says these links are getting absurd. Grealish for 40 million and his wages. Silly season already here and the window isn't even open yet. Evan Viking says, hello lads, would be delighted if we get this and Charlie done ASAP. Would be brilliant start to the summer. I also don't care if we lose out on the lap. Generally believe Betto is better, and other players out there we can get cheaper and offer the same. Martin said, didn't sound like that to me when he was giving his speech for players season. Steve P says, looking like Chelsea about to sign the lap as well as Emmanuel on pre-agreement for the next season. Strange club though, just hoarding players. They've got no soul as a club. I'd go with after Nick Voltamade now. Very good player and surprisingly very technical with good feet. Good feet for a big man. For how huge he is. Can also play attacking mid, second striker as well as centre forward, so you could play him behind Betto on occasions. Definitely a Moyes type player. Josh Oldfield says Gana played 40 games in all comps this season, more than previous 5 seasons for us, a 35 years evergreen. Gladiator says Idrissa needs 2 years, not 1. Shay says, lads, I have a question for you this morning. I have since forgotten that question. Nice one. He also says there were concerns over the high temperatures if FCON were played in summer months. Yeah. Ian the Blue says, afternoon, do you think that the length of the contract for Ghana is what's holding it back? Have we offered him what he wants? I don't think it's holding back. I think it's negotiating. I think it's just negotiating. Nathan says, this will give us some cover out to sign a ball-carrying midfield with some height to go besides him. Then pacey right wing and another striking option. Absolutely. Brian Ball says, the important comments will always be in Premier. It's the place to be. Absolutely, Brian. We don't need on Premier. We don't need a rating scale because everyone is equally as important. That's all I'm going to say.
Except for the fellow who sent us pizza that one time.
Yeah, I mean,
he deserves special.
Although he hasn't sent us pizzas for a while, and I feel like we deserve an end of season pizza. And plus, you don't need to send us one today because there's only 2 of us here. And I feel
that was a great day, though.
Yeah, it was a great day. And because I am a little bit under the weather, I do feel like I need that kind of pick me up. So if Posh Matty is watching and would like to send us a pizza, feel free. Feel free to do that. I have no issue. And I'm not gonna have my it's gonna be a late dinner for me tonight because I'm going to see Sophie Ellis Bextor. So
nice.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It is in the Philharmonic.
Nice.
So that means we're finishing early.
Sounds good. an earlier Round the Tower.
The round the tower special, which has just become Round the Tower normal.
I enjoyed them though.
We'll be on at 4:00 today, Premier members.
Yeah.
So as soon as this finishes, James is going to set that up, and you can start preloading your questions in.
I am.
What is Leslie Wainwright on? Or is she tweeting from? Is she tweeting? Is she sending us messages from 2019 or 2018?
I have no idea.
Weird, bit weird. I think.
Boris Johnson private on the scene.
I don't know. It just seems all a bit weird.
Nice.
Mike Rass just laughing his arse off. Bainey says when we kicked them off, when you kick them off, is it just out of the chat or is it the video too?
Oh, they're only muted for like.
No, they're just muted. They're just muted.
Minutes.
But the spamming seems to have stopped now. See, because we got on top of it. You get on top of it early. If you get on top of it early, you can deal with it.
I'm really curious about this community thing because why has Wayne got 125? But I don't know how you've done it.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm respecting them.
I'm choosing to ignore it. Danilov says absolutely sign Ghana, but sign a young adept. He means just sign another player that can learn from him for two year or two. My favourite is Hugo Larsson from Frankfurt. The question is if we are willing to splash the cash for one that is not Premier proven. I'm sure we will. Peter says, will Moyes break the 1 year contract thing for Ghana? Well, he might give him like 1+1, mightn't he? Who keeps on shouting and bin them off? James is going to get his big sword out in a minute and start binning people off. Liam says Slytherin could write the greatest tune ever written. The world loves it. Then a week before Christmas, Harry does a duet with Mr. Blobby and takes the Christmas #1. You're absolutely right. Justice for Slytherin, I say. They weren't even that bad. They weren't even that bad. Like, if you know. Adam says, I wanted to keep young but understand the decision is everything Delph should be. Eddie says, do y'all think we will bring any big name marquee signing or just unknown talent?
I don't think they'll be unknown, but I don't think they'll...
Yeah, they're not going to be like big.
No, because I don't think they will. Do you think they'll break the record?
Transfer record?
Yeah.
No.
Like I think individual and just as a whole.
I think they'll do...
like just gradual.
Yeah, I think they'll do like more like 20s, something like that. It appears that in the YouTube comments, people are now scrapping over the #1 position. It appears that it has turned into some kind of gladiatorial combat zone where people are just cutting each other up to be #1. James Graham is currently #1. Wayne Harris dropped to 2nd place. DJ Dan Mercury is currently in 3rd place. But
how does it work?
I don't know how it works. Emma's in 5th, but I feel like she's happy with that. I feel like she's just glad to be in the mix. Not in a bad way. She's just like saying, I could take this if I want, but I don't really want. But just keep an eye on me, because I'll win it. I'd feel like Emma's that person on. I don't know if you mightn't get this, but you ever gone for anything on eBay? And you're bidding, and then the last minute someone swoops in and takes it, like with 12 seconds to go. I feel like that's Emma. And that's not I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying that's what I feel like Emma's up to. Steve P, of course I knew Jason Isaacs was from Chilwell. Of course I knew that. Have you never heard the Scouse accent? The Scouse accent is absolutely top class. What else have we got going on? Bainey says, I really don't understand the hate for DCL. I know he's had injury issues, which aren't that bad in the recent couple of years. Give the lad a break. Ian says, it's the lap going to Chelsea. Then let's go for Emegne from Strasbourg. David says he's hardly got it in at 85. Then again, we're not at Chelsea's level, are we? Maybe next season, some of the lap. Shay says Schlupp as backup for Miko, question mark. Daniel says, think we've been linked with Nick Waltermaid, striker from Stuttgart. Blue Keely says, didn't realise third kits go that far back. Well, they do, but that one never got released. And we got that from someone special, so... Richie says, praying we don't sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin up. We're only bidding against ourselves. We could move forward with Betto and a young striker. Another young, hungry centre forward. I'm worried we're going to sign him to 123-year deal and be stuck with financially limbo once again. Well, I mean, why be worried? Chill out. Jane says, on the YouTube chat issues, can't you put in slow mode and you can only comment once a minute? I'm sure we could do a lot of things, but I'll be honest, I just don't care. It's not a really major concern. As long as no one's calling each other silly names, then who really cares? Do you know what I mean? Derek says, hi lads. Have to say I like the look of Nick Waltermaid. Yeah, fair play. Danny says, don't forget it was really hard to bring players in under the last manager. Jay says, let's hope Idrissa gets signed up. It's pretty much irreplaceable for what he brings. Failing that, Ndidi is available for now. You know what? Jay loves a Leicester player, doesn't he?
Why, who did he say?
Ndidi. He loves, and obviously he's from Leicester, so he loves a Leicester player. He's our Leicester correspondent, I feel. Ndidi is available for 9 million as per his contract.
What about Sumari as well?
He turns 29 in December. Nah, I swear him. So he's 29.
Ndidi is a football manager legend for me, though.
Fair play. Danilov says, what do you think of Sergio Carrera from Celta Vigo on a free? Right back with pace and can play all defensive positions, 24 years old. I think he's amazing. Let's be Avenue says, soon we keep Ghana. We need to identify replacements for him to bed in team gradually throughout the season. Yeah. Sog says, for his importance to the team and a series of excellent defensive performance, Miko gets at least an honourable mention. He's just doing his job. Man goes to work. Man goes to work. Liam says, are we changing the shows up this season? Well, give us some suggestions what we should change them up to. It's not easy coming up with like new formats all the time. So give us some ideas what you want. And don't be like going in. We've done this before and people come up back with the wackiest things. I think every week you should go in and interview a player. And it's like,
hope so.
You know what I mean? People do come up with the wackiest things like,
what's going on with the silver and gold?
Don't know, bin them.
It's making me laugh though. Who do I go for team manager? It's different every time. I normally just do a generator where they'll pick a team for you, and then that's just how I do it.
Oh god,
just get a random one. I had a good one at Wrexham before all this stuff happened with my cousin. That was great. But
Leslie Wainwright's been hidden. She's trying to bring the society down through gold and silver.
You know, in Thunderbolt, that one fella where he just makes everyone disappear just into black. That's what you've just done to him there.
I couldn't go on any longer.
Black smoke now.
Couldn't go on any longer. Toffee Blue says, interview a fan. We interview fans all the time. People are always coming into this studio. RC says, what happened to your arm, James?
It's just me. I broke my hand on holiday.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows he broke his hand on holiday.
And Ped hits me.
I hit him like like you see old Victorian things where people when they did not writing properly. I hit him on the hand.
He didn't like me title, so he just cracked me.
When he does a thumbnail that I don't like, I just whack him on the hand.
Wasn't me, it was Ped.
Yeah, Daniel says, new show idea, interview a member of the board while you have them in a headlock.
Let's do it.
But it's a different spin, isn't it? Rob the East Belfast Toffee says four Toffee Yum Yums on the way, and I don't know whether he's serious or not.
I hope so.
Got that on with pizza.
I know, but it's better than nothing, isn't it?
Black and Blue says best player that hasn't got a bin. I think most normal people have bins. It's hard to find people who don't have bins. You'd have to live in a very strange world if you didn't have a bin.
They didn't give me painkillers, but I'm dead hard, so it's alright. It's just that bit on my hand snapped. But I can still use my hand. I've been driving now.
Yeah, you see James's car.
I went driving the past few weeks, but now I'm driving. Yeah. It's weird though, I don't have a knuckle anymore.
Sog says, and I think this is the best comment of the day, Brazil nuts are a natural source of selenium, and that's what you need to boost your immune system. Well, hang on.
I love Brazil nuts.
Baz is always eating stupid nuts and shite, isn't he? And he's the one who brings the illness in here.
Yeah.
So what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? The fella's forever. I go on our YouTube stuff, videos, and he's forever watching videos about like how to live forever and the bloody fountain of. Honest to God, I think Baz is going to turn into Indiana Jones or Nathan Drake and go round the world trying to find the bloody the Ark of the Covenant or something so he can live longer. And yet he's the one who brings the illness.
That podcast we should have put out.
Which
one? He done that because that was what he went through all that. You know, the one with the fella who's the.
I know, but you can't put stuff out if someone doesn't.
No, I know, but he went through all that sort of stuff and spoke about it, and it was dead good.
Baz, honestly, forever nuts, chai seeds, and all, and he's the one who brings the bleeding illness in here.
He's around more kids though, isn't he, with like his footy team?
I'm glad you
sure
cleared that up.
That quickly.
Glad you cleared that up.
That would be it.
I know, but that's not an excuse for bringing it. We should have a non-illness tolerance in the studio soon. If you've got an illness, you don't.
I've not been ill.
No, you've been fine. But
I've been great, mate. I've jinxed it, but I'm going to get sick next week.
Yeah. It's not good. I have started taking me vitamins though, and I will look.
Jellies.
And I will look into the Manuel stuff. And I have seen that Manuel stuff before on the back of a bus. So,
what does that mean? I don't remember. I had a sussy dream about you in the rain.
Sorry, who said that?
Steepy. A sussy dream.
I'm lost for words. I don't know where that's come from. But listen, each their own. Maybe Steepy's just trying to get top of the charts. Do you know what I mean? Maybe. He's trying to take James Graham's spot. By the way, we don't hand out this XG, by the way. This is YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube looks at the quality of your comments and says whether you should be winning or not. It's got nothing to do with us, though. Danny says, make Baz sit in a hazmat suit. No, he's not drinking chai mocha. He's just drinking normal tea. But then when he'll have like seeds spread on.
You've never seen it? He sometimes has 2 drinks here, and one of them's like a mad green one. It's in packets over there, isn't it? And it's got like all mad stuff in as well.
I've never seen him drink mad green stuff.
Seen him drink it loads.
I haven't never seen it.
It's over there somewhere. It's like packets. And it's like it looks like a milkshake.
Yeah, I know that. We got sent stuff by.
Oh, you drinking it the other day?
We got stuff sent by Huel, and we got stuff sent by somebody else, and it's that green stuff. But I've read it doesn't really work. So I've never really partaken in it. I don't want to say too much because I'm sponsored by them, but the other company doesn't work. But Emma, what are you talking about with Alan Hansen? What's going on? That's worrying. Anyway, if those things work, I'd be on them all the time. So,
why Alan Hansen?
I don't know. She's just got obviously a thing for.
What's the band Hansen? Maybe it was that. Someone called Hansen. Wait, Alan, and then that band. They're a bit gothy, aren't they?
Umbop.
Yeah.
One of them's a bit of a weirdo now. Apparently, he's badly into like let's just say, you know, the other side of America kind of thing right now.
I don't know what you mean, Will.
You know how like some people in America are a little bit not like us.
Oh.
You know, and believe in some weird things. Then. Can anyone in the comments tell me if
he had a dream about you on a walk with your dog wearing shorts. That was a sussy dream. What happened?
I have no idea.
It was because right before I went to sleep, you tweeted a picture of you walking your dog in the rain in shorts. It wasn't romantic or nothing.
I wouldn't have thought it would be.
Why is it sussy then?
Because he made it that way.
No, I know he said that.
That's terrifying, man. It is. Do you know, sometimes, right, and I think you've started to get a little understanding of this, it is mad, like, how far and wide we reach that you don't notice at times.
Yeah. It's mad the other day, just back to back 2 Americans on the phone.
Yeah. No, but it's mad, just like you can say stuff or put pictures out in the world and people will be like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, it is a bit terrifying, like. I do often forget. But Simon says, was the dog in shorts?
How would the dog wear shorts? Would it be all of its legs covered or just be its back legs covered?
Just be its back legs, wouldn't it?
But that's
I
not.
know, I get it. Like, really, it should be the full whack, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But they're like, we obviously, we love making, humans, dogs, animals into like.
Do you dress your dog up?
He's got.
Like an Everton kit?
Funny enough, he went to a fancy dress as Harry Potter once.
Nice.
He did look good. He's got a dressing gown.
Housecoat.
And he's got a few coats. He's got a barber jacket.
Wow.
Actual barber jacket.
He's got more clothes than me.
He's actually got a barber jacket, which is really good for when it rains, but got to, haven't you?
Was it awkward for you when you met Emma in the flesh?
No, it wasn't awkward for me. just meeting a human being, aren't you?
One that you call a goth a lot, though.
I don't really. Well, no. Just truth, innit? Just the truth. Goths have got feelings too. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
They have feelings too. Graham says he was in Japan and there was a dog wearing dungarees and a check shirt just mulling the Osaka's castle and their owner. Anything is possible.
That's mad.
James says his dog has a barber jacket. It's right. Barber jackets are the way forward. James is currently Googling barber jackets.
I think I know what one is, but I'm just making... Yeah. It's like a rich person jacket.
Not really a rich...
They've got like... They go hunting and stuff.
They last a very long time, though, if you look after them. They're only made in the northeast.
Not made anywhere else.
No, that's where Barber's factory is, in the northeast.
Wow.
So they obviously have that texture on them. Yeah, they do look like what Farage wears, let's get it right. But they are good for like the rain and stuff, so
Someone said that was an uncomfortable 5 seconds.
Was it? Yeah. Fair play.
The quietest the show's ever been. I didn't even clock it.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just taking a minute to reset.
Are you dead excited for Sophie Alex Baxter?
Sophie Alex Baxter, yeah.
Apart from Thingy, what other songs she got?
She's got more than you'd know.
More like that I would know?
Yeah, I think so. More than you know. And obviously she got like the hit off being in Saltburn, didn't she? Back but like she become famous, basically, right? She become famous because she had a song out and Victoria Beckham had a song out the same week, and there was this like fight for like number one, and it was Victoria Beckham's first solo song, and it wasn't very good, but they were like, so you'll have heard of Sophie Ellis Bextor's first song. It was like a dance song. Holding me closer, it's like,
yeah.
So, and that got to number one, and because she'd beaten obviously a Spice Girl. That song's boss. That was just an era of boss songs that are forever boss. There was just like a period of that around that time where loads of boss songs like Mojo, Lady, can you, and music music sounds better with you. It was just like a little period of boss songs that have like lasted forever. Anyway, she got number one, and then that sort of like made her dead famous because she'd beaten a Spice Girl who tried everything she could all that week to become number one, and yet this girl with this DJ got number one without really putting in any effort into it with a boss song that is a brilliant song. And then then over about 3 or 4 years she brought loads of really like just good little songs out, you know what I mean, like little like little, nothing that moves the needle, but just like little bangers out.
Yeah.
So I saw her a few years ago. She actually, funny enough, Kylie was playing the Lytham Festival, and we went because we have my missus loves Kylie, so obviously.
Was you more excited for Kylie than you are for Thingy tonight?
Because Kylie was like a big show, and it was good, and I like Kylie's songs. I'm not like, me missus is a super fan of Kylie. She's seen her loads of times. I've seen her loads of times by proxy because I go with her, obviously. And it was good. It was a good show. You wouldn't expect. I like the songs. I'm not really that bothered. And tonight is the same. It's like I'm not. So it's just the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a smaller venue, and she played under Kylie, at the Lytham Festival, and she was good. And this was before she had she came back with Made on Dance Floor after Saltburn came out. So yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be. Philharmonic's only like a little small place, and it's great. And I'm going next week for the Marvel thing as well, which I'm really excited about. So next Friday I'm going to. It's an official Marvel orchestra thing at the Philharmonic, and I've done these before. Honestly, you ever get a chance to go to one? So I've been to see Indiana Jones with a full.
I've seen the Interstellar ones online.
So I've seen Indiana Jones. It was the first Indiana Jones, right, with a full orchestra. It was brilliant. I've been to see Ghostbusters with the full orchestra. Wow. I've been to see E.T. with the full orchestra. They're brilliant. But then I've been to these other nights where they've done like John Williams versus what's the other dude's name? What's his name? What's the other boss composer? Film composer?
I know what you mean, I think. Hans Zimmer.
So it'll be like, so they'll do like one John Williams, and then they'll do it, and then they'll show clips honestly, it's boss. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. So they are definitely worth going to see. Films with orchestras. Do them around Christmas as well. They do Harry Potter ones in some places, and they're quite expensive.
Yeah, I've seen Harry Potter. They're like quite famous, them ones, aren't they?
But if you ever get to see a film that you know has got a really good score with a full orchestra, it's so it's so worth it. Honestly, it's a brilliant way to like revisit a film that, like Interstellar, I would love to see.
Yeah. But
I saw that they were doing the Marvel stuff on it. It was in the Albert Hall, and I really wanted to go. But it was like a Wednesday night, and it was, and then it said they said they're doing a national tour. And as soon as they saw they were doing a national tour, I was like, I'm getting sick. Liverpool, jumping on it. So that's on a week on Friday. I don't know if there's any tickets left, but if there is, I would honestly.
Infinity Saga concert.
Yeah, so it'll just be like little bits from different films.
That's cool.
And with an orchestra. So just imagine at the end.
Cancel my tickets, I think.
The Star Wars ones are really good as well, but
no, you can't. I'm lying.
Sold out.
Yeah.
See, people like me jumping in, getting them early, who know the score. Yeah, E.T. was brilliant as well. Because you don't realise, like Ghostbusters, I was like, does Ghostbusters have like low? But when you watch it again and you have the orchestra, you realise how much music is in it.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't. Yeah, they do video games ones as well. In fact, did anyone? So Mythic Quest
what's that?
is a really good show, but it's been cancelled. But it had Rob McKennelly in it, from Wrexham. It was basically this about this company who made video games, but just a couple of months ago, they did like they called them, what was it called? Side quests. It was 4 standalone episodes of things in that world to do with. So one of them was a comic book from the game dropping in this shop. One was something else, but one was a girl who was in an orchestra, and the orchestra was going around the world playing the music from this computer game. And it was just this little own standalone episode of how it was like her dream to do this job, and then she stopped loving it because it just become mundane and crap.
Yeah.
But it was a really really good. It was really good. But these some of the scores for like these computer games are unbelievable.
Shit myself.
Why? Because the bit of wind.
What was that?
There's a bit of wind. It's the job, man. It's the wind, man.
No, that was more than wind, though.
What do you mean, more than
I
wind?
felt like someone jumped in.
That sounds like a song from like the 80s. More than wind. Anyway, there you go. Anyway, right. James Graham has managed to keep top spots from Stipe and Wayne R, even though they've got the same XP. And Daniel Burton has got the same XP, and so has Simon, and so has a load. And they're not even classed.
Wow.
And Emma has got the same XP, but she's classed as 8th. So I have no idea. Maybe I don't know. Don't know how it works.
I don't know. I've googled it as well. I still don't get it. Apparently, if you watch videos, you'll get more XP.
Yeah. So we are community leaderboard. An XP. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat. It resets every stream so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats and super stickers.
Oh, we can't turn it.
And we can't turn it off. But I don't understand how James Graham is number 1 and Emma's 8th and they've got the same XP. I don't understand that.
There seems like there's flaws in it. Fair enough.
I don't know. But James Graham is still number 1.
Yeah, he's the first winner.
But will he retain his place on tomorrow's show?
And how it feels was so weird this week, doesn't it? Because normally now we'd be doing, or we'd be at least starting to do like the preview and stuff like that. And
do you know what's worse? And I don't think it's really going to happen too much anymore just because of football, but when the season finishes like a lot earlier in May and you feel like you've got to get through the whole of May and then the whole of like June before everything comes back, at least like we're in the last week of May, and then June is like the rumour month.
Yeah.
And then
July
you're back in pre-season and you've got games and stuff. So
it's just going to be funny. What it's going to be like 3 weeks into June. What are the lives going to be like then?
Chaos. It's going to be chaos. AJ No wants to know, James, what was Saturday like? Who was the best?
I mean, Ped doesn't like him. I learned it yesterday, but
Didn't say I didn't like him.
You did.
Go on.
Basically,
go on.
I really like Sam Fender, and
Yeah.
I thought he was dead good. And Ed Sheeran was there. He was a surprise guest, and I was buzzing with that. But Sam Fender he's still my number 1, and I really enjoyed it.
I didn't say I didn't like him. No.
If anything, I think what you said is worse than you saying you don't like him.
What I said was, I don't think there's anything like special about Sam Fender. I think he's made a couple of decent songs, 3 at a push, right? No, but put it this way, right? When I was your age, I had Oasis.
Yeah.
Every song was Boss. Every song,
Yeah.
literally every song, everybody knew, right? So maybe I'm spoilt.
But I also Oasis now.
No, I know, but I just look at Sam Fender and I just go, I don't see it. Is one really good song is really, really good, right? But the rest are just seem like fine.
No.
I just don't know what's special about him. How many albums has he had out?
3.
All right. So from 3 albums, he's...
Yes, the title track of each one are the 3 biggest songs
Okay.
he's got.
So, I'm not saying he's rubbish because I don't think he is rubbish. I just don't see anything special about him compared to the artists that I've obviously seen during my lifetime. And maybe it's just this. Maybe it's just that he's the voice of your generation. But then if he's the voice of your generation,
but there's nothing really comparable to him because you're saying Oasis, but they're different. They're a band, aren't they? It's different.
Well, Ed Sheeran's. Put it this way.
It's very different.
No. All right, forget about the type of music, right? But Ed Sheeran is like a massive global star. That most of his songs are really catchy, and I honestly don't think he's rubbish, but I just don't. See, I honestly don't understand why he was headlining any festival. I'll put it that way. But
why you don't think he's big enough?
No, I don't think he's big enough, and I don't think he's got enough good songs.
He's definitely got enough good songs.
Oh, I just think you're really.
I'm in it fully.
I just think he's very, very normal and very, very. I just don't see the mass appeal of him. But that's just me, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I do really like a couple of his songs. I just don't see this like thing where like I personally, my own personal opinion, I think that like people who are standouts should have big anthems that your nan knows and proper standout. Yeah. I just, for me, don't see anything.
Yeah, but for that whole weekend, there was like he's better than Mumford & Sons. He's bigger than Mumford & Sons.
Yeah, he's bigger than Mumford & Sons. But you know what? Mumford & Sons, when they first came out, were pretty big.
I know, but
like they're massive in America.
More than 2 songs.
They're massive in America.
I know, they're from Wales, aren't they?
No, they're from like Cornwall, aren't they?
Oh, Welsh? I don't know. And who was the other headliner?
By the way, this is not an age thing, because I'll tell you why it's not an age thing. Because his music is like is the kind of music that really should appeal to more people, because it's like a band setting. Even though it's Sam Fender, it is a band.
No, he gets called, doesn't he, the English Bruce Springsteen?
Well, that's just that. If I was Bruce Springsteen, I'd be on the phone to a lawyer.
They've performed together and everything. He's right behind them.
Of course, he's right behind them.
And I can understand it.
I just think he should have more songs for that.
But how many songs do you listen to from him?
No, but that's not the point, right? That's literally not the point.
How's that not the point?
Right, everyone has albums, right? Yeah. Everyone buys albums of the people they like, and they'll always find amazing songs on that album, right? But for me, if you're going to be a big star or be someone who goes past the point of to headline, your songs should permeate like popular culture. So your songs should be able to like go in and be like everywhere. And I know that one of his songs is everywhere, gets used on everything.
There's more than one that's everywhere.
But it's not though.
It is.
Tell me more then.
So which one's the one that you think's everywhere?
17 going on there.
Hypersonic Missile is a bigger song.
So where's that song now?
But that's a bigger song.
But where is he?
What do you mean? Where's?
So where would like?
That's why he ends on it, because it's his biggest song. So you're not even saying what his biggest.
Because I think that's an all right song.
It's a great song.
It's an all right.
And that was the title of his first album.
No, I know.
His new one.
No. I'm not talking about like. By the way, what I'm talking about, like, if you go to a festival, I just think that the fella who's going to headline it, because I think the reason I didn't go to that was because I just thought the lineups was pretty awful on all 3 days, right? I just think that his songs are fine. They're fine. I think he's just fine.
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
No, I just think that he's just fine. Well, and I'm not going by I'm just going by other artists that have come and gone over the years. I think he's just fine.
It's just there's not no one who's really comparable to him in that sense, though, is there? What would be like the
I don't. Ed Sheeran is the closest to him in terms of
more poppy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's what normally appeals, isn't it? To
it's not. He's like more of I don't know. Would you say indie?
Yeah, he's indie, but he is. I don't know if he's indie or not. But also, I don't know. his songs just don't really speak to me in terms of like a lot. I just think he's fine. I think he's fine. People have bought into it. That's good. It's good to have a good working class lad doing well for himself. I've got no problem with that. I just don't feel like his songs have really like permeated into the culture, and I think that's what makes you a big star in terms of like, and that. But he's doing really well, and that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Honestly,
Yeah.
no, honestly, I think it's brilliant. I would never ever like say to someone, I don't like his music, so why is he this or why is he that? He's a working class lad and he's done brilliant, and I think that's boss. Honestly, but I just don't think his songs are permeating into the culture. I don't think he's got many like anthems, and I'm just saying when I was your age, I'm glad I had the music I had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis Capaldi.
Even I'd say it's different.
In what way is he different?
Because I'd group Lewis Capaldi with like Adele and what's his name? Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
I'd group them in the same category. But it's like emotional, big ones. But I'd say someone said Jerry Sinner. I'd say he's close.
But he had one album.
Yeah.
And he's gone. Yeah.
No, he's had few. He's had good two.
No, I mean he had one album that really was sort of like big, didn't he? Anyway. Listen, good on him. He's got an audience, and he'll have that audience, I imagine, for the rest of his life, and that's all you need. That's all you need. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. I just think he needs more good songs. It's my own opinion.
I think he's got more than enough.
I don't think he has.
You give him a fair chance though, where you've listened to ones that just aren't the radio.
Nothing stands out. Nothing stands out to me. That's all it is. Nothing stands out to me from when he's doing stuff. So, don't know. Fair play to him. Listen, he's cracking on. He's successful. Doesn't have to worry about my opinion.
AJ, I do listen to the Fontaines, and I've seen them live as well. They are good. The new album's good too.
Better than Sam Bender?
No.
It's fair enough. Good for him.
Just have to agree to disagree.
I don't think I'm disagreeing. I just don't see it. I just don't see it for being. Do you think he'll headline Glastonbury anytime soon?
Isn't he doing like the co-main or something on one of them? Isn't he?
Is he? I don't know.
Because he headlined Leeds last year, didn't he? I'd love to go to Glastonbury. I think he's better than 1975 and they.
Oh, they're terrible. They're terrible. They are terrible.
Oh wait, I think I've just lied to you. I don't think he is. Yeah, the 1975. Don't get that.
Oh, they're terrible.
Neil Young is the other one.
Neil Young. He's an old.
And then Olivia Rodrigo and Rod Stewart.
No, Rod Stewart's doing the. So who's doing the Friday night?
Friday. So then the big ones with 1975, Loyal Corner, Biffy Clyro, Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette? You don't know who Alanis Morissette is?
Not a clue.
It's terrifying, though. Much bigger than Sam Fender.
I'm not having that.
I mean, you might want to look at how many albums she sold. Canadian.
I'm looking at the song title.
Have you never heard of Isn't It Ironic? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Anyway. Don't get us kicked off.
I do not.
That's what I said, man. Anyway.
Then Neil Young, Charlie XCX, Ray and Doechii.
Yeah, Bruce headlining.
That's the main ones on that day. The headline is Neil Young.
Neil Young, yeah. He's Neil Young, so he's like an old folk. rock fella.
And then the Sunday is Olivia Rodrigo, Rod Stewart, The Prodigy, and Noah Kahan.
Noah Khan, he's
Share a song with Sam Fender.
Yeah, but he so Alanis. Yeah. Anyway, who cares? Do what you want. Listen to what you want. Olivia Rodriguez is headlining though, isn't he? Isn't she?
Yeah, but it's weird how
That'll be interesting to see.
They're just the top line if we were adult. Like,
so hang on, who's headlining on the Friday? So it's Neil Young, Olivia Rodriguez, and who's the other one?
1975.
The 1975 is terrible.
They're worse than Sam Fender. 100%.
No, they are. I'm not even saying Sam Fender's bad, by the way. I'm just saying...
You'd near enough there, though.
I'm not. I'm just saying he's not got enough good songs. That's not saying someone's bad.
You know, I was meant to be seeing Kings of Leon next weekend and they cancelled because one of them broke the ankle.
Is his leg on fire?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm gutted about that.
It's 10 to 3. We've nearly done 2 hours.
I know. We'll be back in an hour and 10 minutes.
We're back in an hour and 10 minutes on... Listen, everyone can do what they want. They're entitled to do what they want. You go and see Sam Fender and have the time of your life.
Love Sam Fender. Seen him 4 times.
Yeah, I feel like that's 4 times too many.
Never in the same city as well.
Ooh.
That's quite cool, isn't it?
James is he's just throwing the numbers out.
Lytham?
What are you looking at now?
He said Lytham Festival.
Lytham Festival, yeah.
But
who's playing at Lytham Festival?
Someone said Kings of Leon, but they must have cancelled that.
Maybe
as well.
they haven't. Maybe they just cancelled your one.
No, he put a video saying all the European video. I'm sorry, we're going to cancel all the summer ones.
Fair enough.
I like Kings of Leon. They're very good. I've seen them before.
Ned loves them.
Are you going to have a go at Kings of Leon now?
I think Kings of Leon are fine.
James, if you go on their Instagram, the main singer, he put a video saying like this summer they're going to have to cancel all the gigs because he's hurt himself basically. He put it out yesterday.
Oh, Celtic Vapes took #1 spot.
Oh,
he's took the #1 spot. I'm not sure how he's done it, but he's done it. Yeah, Kings of Leon have cancelled Lytham. So,
gutted.
I'll tell you who else is playing Kings of Lytham. Stevie Wonder. Alanis Morissette is playing. Train is playing.
Train, what do they sing? What's that one?
They do sing a few songs that are good.
Oh, Drive By.
Justin Timberlake is playing Lytham Festival. Jess Glynn is playing.
Rather Be. What
Simple Minds. Texas. Cast. You know where Lytham is, don't you?
Not a clue.
It's like literally less than an hour away.
Is it, yeah?
Just past Preston before you get to Blackpool. It's good. It's a good little festival. It's a bit like mums in SUVs type festival. Do you know what I mean? Drinking prosecco. Yeah. Like I went to see Duran Duran there, and that was really good. And I went to see Dingo there as well. What's his name?
James Gay. I fell into the trap as well. I was meant to see him in 2 weeks, and I'm not seeing them now.
Who's that?
He bought tickets last week to see Kings of Leon at Lytham.
Oh, I went to see Nile Rodgers there as well. He was boss. There you go. People need to stop breaking legs. Remember when Dingo done that?
Who?
For Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Broke his leg on stage, didn't he? Idiot. What are you doing that for? Why are you breaking? Why are you breaking them? Anyway, listen, each to their own. Enjoy what you want. Right. I don't know who should be headlining what. I don't know. I don't make those decisions, and that
was a question last week when you were in here. Who was B3?
I don't know who should be. I said yesterday the Sugar Babes could probably headline Glastonbury and have a massive crowd.
I did see the they were alright. They definitely couldn't headline Glastonbury.
I think they could.
They couldn't.
I think they could. Did you see the crowd for them at Glastonbury last year?
Yeah, but that's different.
Oh, is that different? Is it? Because that different with Sam Fender coming on stage or something?
Yeah, he was on after. No, that stage because I always watch the live streams.
Yeah,
like the throwback acts, they always get massive crowds.
Okay.
Like, what was there was a woman. She did a boss one. I can't remember her name. She done like that throwback one.
Oh yeah.
It was great, and all like the security guards were dancing with her and everything as boss.
Okay.
She was old.
Yeah, but then like SZA got up on stage, she was like no one was there.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen. Who cares? What difference does it make to the world? It's just music, innit? Just music. Do you know what I mean?
Do you like the Arctic Monkeys?
Silly. I went to see them years ago. Went to see them in 2008.
Oh.
But I can't be on board with him and his voice now. We're going to sing a song like this. No, when did his voice start? When did he start doing that?
Yeah.
Because he never used to sing like that, and then 1 minute he just started singing like he was in a lounge in Vegas, and I just can't have it.
He just had a vibe switch.
I just can't have it. I'm gonna sing my songs like this now. No, sorry, mate, you're not. No, you're not, mate. So swerve that. No, I went in 2008 when the first couple of albums came out. It was great.
Good
It was
one.
great. It was proper raw. But now you have to listen to a lounge singer singing.
I used to like them when I saw them.
No, the songs are great. That just can't be happening.
Although he does that thing, where they sing the song, but he switches it up how he sings it.
Yeah.
And that's dead annoying.
He's changed his voice and it's ridiculous.
Michael Keane and Doja Cat
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
I was meant to see Doja Cat at a festival once, and then she cancelled.
Did she? Yeah.
I learned Doja Cat songs as well for that.
She seems like the kind of person who would like cancel in the last minute and just not be asked.
Because see Post Malone, though, he's great. Love
I
Post
just
Malone.
can't be getting on with his tattoos on his face. I find
He looks
facial tattoos just the worst thing anyone can do. Unless they're the fellas out of The Mummy who are just protecting the pyramids. And there's reasons why they have
Post
tattoos.
Malone, he's a lovely guy. Anything you ever see about him, just see
Very
him,
versatile.
nice.
Very, very
Now he's a
versatile.
country singer, isn't he?
Very, very versatile. Very, very, yeah, good. He's a good singer. And obviously done the song out of Into the Spider-Verse.
Sunflower.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
It's a good song. And he's done lots of different stuff. So anyway, we're just talking about music when really we shouldn't be. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you people are...
It's 2 hours in now.
Yeah, nearly a
We went a
thousand...
good album without
Nearly
talking about
1,000 people are still talking. Still talking, still watching. So... Right. Let's go. We'll be back at 4 o'clock on Toffee TV Premiere.
it. See them.
Join us then. Bye.